Hi, and welcome to SoundZ, the show where we introduce you to young music professionals. Today's guest, we have my good friend, David Reed. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior at Ohio State, studying international business, music media enterprise minor. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice.
What else do you want to know?
So what exactly do you do in the music world?
I do production, so that's like if you're doing hip hop, that's like the beats. If you're working with rock artists, that's like writing songs, helping them figure out chord structures and all that jazz.
Oh, nice. So you do like Kanye West type production, or how you doing it?
Not yet, but you know, I'm
trying to get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell us how you got started.
Started playing the piano when I was 5. Took lessons till I was like 10. Then I was in a group called Fabulous Leopard Percussionists, which was like marimbas and vibraphones and drums and stuff like that. Pretty much just obviously percussion. Started playing guitar when I was 14, and then I discovered this software called Fruity Loops. At the time it was called Fruity Loops, but now it's called FL Studio. And ever since then, I guess that was like 4 years ago, I've been working basically just through computers and recording into it and stuff. So.
Okay. So what type of influence influenced your music?
As far as bands, or
as far as like genre wise?
Pretty much I listen to a lot of stuff. So everything from like Kanye to Red Hot Chili Peppers to Louis Armstrong. I mean, pretty much anyone.
You got a certain favorite, or?
You got a favorite band or producer?
Genre, just
yeah, I mean, I went to like a pretty inner city school when I was in middle school and elementary school, so I guess my first love's hip hop, I'd have to say.
All right. So who'd you grow up listening to then?
And everyone, Nelly, T.I., Kanye, Jay-Z, as far as hip hop, and then I listen to a lot of Bob Marley. My dad's a Bob Marley fan.
Okay.
Beach Boys.
All right. Well, that's pretty interesting. So what's your favorite? I mean, your favorite type is hip hop to make, but so like regionally, like you know how there's down south and there's New York style rap. What kind of beats do you usually produce?
I don't really go for like a certain area, I guess. I just kind of have a feeling or like a melody in my head, and then I sort of make it. I do sort of gravitate towards Midwest hip hop though, just like the soul sounds and stuff like that.
Right.
But myself, I don't do a lot of sampling, which is like what Kanye did, I guess, when he started. But
I know they've been having a lot of troubles with doing the sampling. That a lot of artists have been getting sued for using uncleared work and stuff like that. Has that been a challenge for you?
I actually tried to make a remix the other day and try to upload it to my SoundCloud, and that didn't really work because of copyright infringement. So I don't do a lot of sampling. Most of my stuff is original.
Okay.
Just if not that, just because I like to be creative and not really take someone else's stuff. But I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. With artists and stuff that you've listened to, is there anybody in particular that you wanted to work with, or like if you had your choice, like who would it be?
So man, anyone. You know, like obviously I'm a big fan of Kanye, Jay-Z, but I'd like to work with Lana Del Rey and people like that. I mean, do you want to know producers or?
Yeah, even producers too.
I'd love to work with Dr. Dre, Benny Blanco, Dr. Luke, Pharrell, Kanye.
Okay. So I know that we were supposed to have a local artist from your hometown here.
Yeah. You couldn't make it, sorry.
Right. How's it been working? Like I would say, how is the music scene in your city, in Louisville?
It's a lot more folk music than really hip hop.
Okay.
The part of town that I live in, there's a lot of jam bands and stuff like that. But so it's kind of different for me doing that and trying to catch a following there because not really too many people are into it, I
Okay.
guess. But
You work with a lot of local artists, or do you try and
yeah, I
branch
mean,
out as much
as
as
far
you
as
can?
from my hometown, I mean, I actually went to the guy that I went to middle school with the guy that I work with a lot from home. So that was kind of cool because he would always be freestyling in middle school, and then we met back up in like later in high school and sort of collaborated, and we've been working together ever since.
Oh, and for the viewers out there, what's his name?
Don B.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can look him on Twitter or YouTube or whatever you want to do.
You guys are frequent collaborators?
Yeah, we're working on a mixtape right now, so
Okay. And for people that want to know, like, where can they find your music at? Like, where?
SoundCloud,
Okay.
look it up. I think you guys are putting up the link. David Reed Music, check it out.
SoundCloud, David Reed Music.
Yeah, it's easy.
All right.
RE80. Oh, there it is.
Well, with that, we are going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with a music video from Don B and David Reed. We're back here with SoundZ. I'm here with my guest David Reed, and we just took a look at the video by Dom B. Can you help explain how that concept and everything came into play?
Actually, a friend of mine made the beat. It's actually a sample, so that was the concept. I mean, the concept of the video is him just walking around Cincinnati and pretty much rapping. I guess it's not really a concept to it. It's just kind of your typical hip-hop music video.
Right, just doing what you can.
Yeah.
So when you, like going off of that, when you work with artists, how do you come up with concepts and stuff for their songs?
I don't really like try to tell them what to do with their sound because that's them. So most of it's just kind of vibing with them, kind of figuring out what they want out of the song, and then figuring out what I would think of if I was to think of that concept, like what melodic and sound structure I would think of if I was to have that emotion or whatever they're talking about. You know, it just puts yourself in their mindset.
Okay. So you give them their freedom to create pretty much, and
Yeah,
just like
it's their track. So
I mean, I don't know. Some
I'm just
producers
letting
try and like overshadow
yeah, but I'm just trying to lay the foundation for their song, man. It's not
That's
I'm not
good.
taking over or anything. So
When they come to you for like beats and everything, do they usually have like the lyrics ready, or do you play them something first? Because I know some people like to just record over like whatever they find that fits, like, and they'll just have the lyrics ready to go.
yeah. I mean, when people listen to my stuff on the internet and they'll message me and they'll be like, "Well, I want to use this." Well, obviously I didn't come to them with that, but if I'm working with a guy that I know, like Dom, then we'll go in the studio together and I'll play him some stuff and see what he's liking, and that kind of gives me a direction that he wants to go, you know. Or I'll just talk to him. I mean, it really differs, you know. He's like my friend, so
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just be hanging out too, and we'll just be making music too. So it's not.
Okay. So you don't do
There's no set structure. It's not like I
Right.
play him the beat, then he raps to it, and then get in the booth. I mean, it could be anything.
Okay. Because I know like a lot of people, they come in and they try and like help guide the artist and stuff.
Well,
and
yeah,
you're not that
I mean,
type of.
if you're recording and you're like, well, you should say that a certain way, but you're not
Right.
changing their lyric. I mean, you might change one lyric around or the
Okay.
chorus a little bit, but
Do you have any preference when giving out beats? Like, you know, like there might be certain people that want to pay for a beat but aren't necessarily serious, and you lose that song because they bought the rights to it. Does that have any effect on with like who you work with?
if I listen, I like to listen to the person beforehand because, you know, if they're whack, I don't really want them
Yeah.
using it. I mean, no offense to anyone, but
Right.
you know, it's like that's your product and that's a representation of you. And if the person that's singing over it is not that good, then it's
Right,
kinda makes
they're
you
not
look bad,
representing
too,
you,
so it's
right.
kinda not really helping your brand at all.
Okay. So currently, what projects are you working on right now?
I'm working with my buddy Don B on a mixtape. It's called The Highland Heist. The Highlands is an area of town where I'm from, actually, and he likes to hang out. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm working with a guy named Kimbo. He's from Zanesville, Ohio, actually, so that's
Not
a little
too
local
far,
flavor.
yeah.
But then I had a song on Cal Scrooby's mixtape, so I don't know if you guys know who he is.
That's pretty. Yeah, we know he came and shot a video here.
Cool.
It's pretty big. So, what can you tell us about this the Highland Heist project? Like, what sort of feel does it have to it?
It's gonna come out in summer, so it's more of like a, you know, laid back sort of thing. It's not real like aggressive or anything, but if you've ever been to the Highlands, it's in Louisville. It's just kind of, you know, kind of artsy, boutique-ish and stuff. And you know, the Highland Heist, he's
Okay.
like taking over, but you know, it's not like a militant takeover or anything. It's just like
Rise to power?
not really.
No.
You know, it's just it's gonna be dope. You should
Okay.
check it out.
We'll be sure. When do you have a tentative date?
I'd say
for us?
middle June.
Middle June.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody be on the lookout for that. How would you describe Dom's style? Like, what sort of rapper would you say he is?
He's more of a lyrical rapper. He's not really talking about like killing anyone or
Okay.
selling drugs or anything like that.
Right.
I would equate him to at least the way his wordplay and stuff. It's more an early sort of Jay-Z, kind of like New York hip hop in the '90s, I guess.
All right.
Uh,
Is there a lot of local collaborators on it, or is it mostly just him?
I'd say mostly him, but there's a guy named Siggety. He's from Michigan that he's probably going to be on there, and then there's various other people from Cincinnati that hang out in our circle of friends that'll probably.
Okay. Heard of Lantana? You can try and get him on
Lantana.
there.
All right. I know you know him, so.
Yeah. Well, we will be right back with our last segment. This is Sound. Welcome back to Sounds, and we're here with my guest, David Reed. So in this segment, we're pretty much just going to talk about current events in music right now and just the state of music. So with that, how do you feel about the new wave of New York rap?
I like it. It's getting a lot more back to lyrics rather than like gang banging, shooting people and all that stuff. Like Kendrick Lamar, not Kendrick Lamar, A$AP Rocky. Well, Fred the Godson's kind of like that, but I still like him. But yeah, no, I like it.
Okay. A$AP, I know they've gotten a lot of influence from the South, which I thought was pretty interesting because before they used
it's more
to
like a confluence of genres, really. Well, not genres, just types of flavors of hip hop.
Yeah, because I know up north they didn't really like the Southern music. They thought it was too easy, too simple, and now I've started to notice people have started to sort of like sample their flow and.
Yeah. Plus the fact that New York wasn't on top anymore, they're probably kind of upset about that.
Yeah, very true. Very true. It's very competitive up there.
Yeah,
I mean, the music industry is always competitive. But what is it that you're listening to currently? Like, what do you have in your iPod?
Pusha T, Lana Del Rey, of Monsters and Men, Joe Budden, T.I., old Jay-Z, Nas, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Bob Marley. Just kind of like my old music, but still, I like to really listen to albums all over and over. It's kind of bad, but.
It's nothing wrong with that. You got a favorite that came out recently or anything?
Wrath of Cain was good. That's a mixtape that Pusha T came out with. Paradise, Lana Del Rey's new album. That's what it's like I'll get an album and then I'll just listen to it over and over and like find new things about songs that I like.
Right. I mean, do you like get a lot of replay value, or do you just kind of like play it through and then it's like I'm done?
No, I like to replay it.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Me, I'm sort of in the. It depends on the quality. Like there's certain people I can listen to all day, and there's some that's just
sometimes you download it and you listen through and then you just delete it.
Yeah. You don't listen to any Lil Wayne or anything. He just came out with the new album.
I haven't heard it.
Really?
I gotta be honest.
Why not?
I'm not a big fan.
No?
I'm not, no. Sorry.
Not even old?
No, I like it, yeah, like his older stuff, Hot Boys and like his Dedication mixtapes. I like those, but
yeah.
He said he was retiring for skateboarding, sort of.
Yeah.
Think he should.
I'm not too much of a fan of his new stuff, but there's some stuff that I still listen to that I like. I don't want to diss Lil Wayne and ruin any
like Fireman,
interview
like
chances or anything like that,
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, keep those connections. Have you heard about Gucci Mane? You listen to any Gucci?
No, I don't listen to Gucci.
No, he's going.
I know he got arrested again, or he's back in prison or something.
Always causing trouble. Like just can't be relaxed or anything like that. You ever run into any wild characters in the music industry?
Ever run into wild characters? Not really any like Gucci tattooing ice creams on their face or anything.
No, but I mean just some interesting people that you met.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was in New York this past summer for a music conference, and while we were up there, I was showcasing, but Snoop Dogg was in the other studio while we were in the Studio B. He was in Studio A, so I got to meet him, and I got to see like I don't know. He had a huge entourage, and they were warming up and stuff, he had a show then. So
That's pretty crazy. Do you run into a lot of have you ever run into like, I don't know, let's say like Kanye or Jay-Z or something in New York?
I've been to a Jay-Z show.
Nice. All right.
That's about as close as I got to in fifth row.
But you do run into like certain artists at the studios. and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
when
I
you
mean,
travel.
not really anyone like.
No, not like
huge.
that, but
I'd say Snoop Dogg's probably the biggest one I've run into, but I've run into like engineers and producers more so than.
you got any funny stories from that? Or?
Well, probably one of the most interesting stories, I guess, was I was at a Guitar Center in Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville, however you guys want to say it. But I was in Guitar Center and I was talking to this guy about basses and VSTs, which are virtual instruments, in case anyone's wondering. And he was like, "Yeah, I love this one right here." And I was like, "Oh, what, you make music?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I sort of do, you know." Turns out this guy just got back from London working with Rihanna on her new album, so that was pretty crazy. I was like, "What are you doing working here?" And he's like, "Well, I get stuff at cost, and it's great for connecting with people." So
Yeah, couldn't be mad at running into Rihanna.
yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, only the
But it was working
opportunity
with
would
her,
arise. So in working with like going from studio to studio, do you have any preference on where you work or anything like that? Or you got a favorite studio?
Not really. I mean, honestly, I like working in I work in my room at home. You know, like that's where I do most of my stuff. I feel comfortable there. You know, no one's really
No
bothering
pressure.
you or watching you too much. So you get to just kind of express yourself however you want.
Do you have anything, like I know some people like they can't do music or anything without like something to drink, like just like, I don't know, rituals or anything
Nah,
like
not
that?
really.
No?
Nah, just kind of open it up, plug the piano in, figure out what you're gonna do.
How do you concept the music? That's one thing I've always wondered, like how do you get those beats out of your head? Like
It's funny. I probably look really weird walking around campus, but I'll have something in my head, and then I'll just stop and record it into my iPhone's voice memo up there, and hope when I get back that I can remember.
So
it.
people just see you like humming on campus?
Yeah. They probably think I'm kind of nuts or something, but
Well, I mean, hey,
I think a lot of people do it. I can't be the only one.
I hum.
Maybe.
In the shower at home, you know,
shower.
like by myself, but I'm not musically talented like that, so.
Nah, don't sell yourself short, man.
I try as hard as I can. Well, we are coming down to the end of our show, and I'd like to thank our guest, David Reed, for being on.
Thank you very
here.
much for having me, man.
One more
Appreciate it.
time, can you tell the people where they can get your music at?
www.soundcloud.com/DavidReedMusic. That's READ. Just don't spell wrong. That's all.
Don't mess up the name. And
That's
it's
all.
simple, not
Yeah,
no.
like you read a book.
Yeah,
So.
there you go. Read a book. And with that, we will wrap it up. Thank you,
Thanks.
everybody, for joining us. My name is Chase Curtis. I'm your host here at SoundZ. Thanks.